If you give up 5 years of comfort, you can have 50 years of freedom, but most men will never pay that price. The fastest way to shatter expectations, to stun your friends, your family, even your enemies, is just to disappear. Not to vanish out of fear, not to run for the sake of it, but to step away with intention, because nothing confuses them more than when the man they thought they knew returns and they no longer recognize him. So here's the truth. Real transformation is not a performance act. It doesn't happen under the bright lights. It doesn't happen with likes, comments, and applause online. It happens in the grime, in the dark. It happens when no one else is watching and you're off somewhere unseen, forging yourself into someone who's inevitable, a force of nature. And by the time you return, the gap will be so wide that they will not believe you are the same man. And it isn't. You've killed the boy and you've awakened something primal that cannot be stopped. So today, I want to give you that framework, not vague inspiration or motivation. This is a process. It's 7 laws. And these will take you from the man that you are to the man that no one will ever dare to underestimate again. Law number 1 is why you must go away. And it's because you can't transform under constant influence. Epictetus once spoke of 2 coals, and they sit together. One of them is burning and one of them's cold. But when you place them side by side, one of 2 things happens. Either the fire dies or the cold coal ignites. That's the danger of trying to change your life surrounded by the same voices, the same routines, and the same chains. You will either be dragged down or your spark will smother. This is why the first step is absence. You must walk away from the noise and become a ghost. I'm talking about from your friends who mock your ambitions, from habits that dull your edge like a blade, and from environments that kill your fire. Think of yourself as raw metal. You cannot shape yourself in comfort. You have to enter the forge. So takeaway number 1 is you cannot rebuild your identity in the same environment that broke it. The walls that you live inside remember you, whether you recognize it or not. And the streets that you grow up in, they remember you too. And the people around you, whether that be church, your school, or these communities, whether they mean it or not, they remember the smaller version of you. And they will keep handing you that mask day after day until you put it on again. That's why change feels impossible when you stay in place. The gravity of that old life keeps pulling you back as you're on your escape trajectory. And these are the same habits, the same voices, and the same witnesses to your past. They try to protect it. So if you want to become someone new, you cannot do it where that ghost still lingers. You have to step away. And it's not because the old place is evil, but because it will never let you forget who you used to be. And if you never escape that reminder, you're going to never escape the version of yourself that isn't free. Law number 2 is to build your anti-vision. Before you know what you want to become, you have to name what you refuse to be. You're not going to like this, but you have to write down your anti-vision. This is that nightmare version of your life. It's the job that hollows you out and sucks your soul day after day. It's the relationship that drains your spirit until you barely recognize yourself. And it's the body that you avoid looking at in the mirror naked. Sometimes you're ashamed to inhabit your own skin. Or it could be your mind where it's whispering sabotages to you when you think of an empowering thought or a decision. That is your hell. That is the place you swear never to return. And don't think that you can skip this step, because if you refuse to face your nightmare, your shadow, it will stalk you in silence. But if you name it, and if you write it down, and if you see it for what it is, then you carry a weapon in your arsenal. Here's the truth. Motivation is going to vanish more days than not. It always does. And the easy path is going to tempt you. That's life, right? It always will. And when that day comes, when every part of you whispers to quit, you will remember that nightmare of your anti-vision. You will remember the job, the relationship, the body, the mind, and you will move forward not because you feel like it, not because it's rainbows and butterflies. It's because you refuse to return to that place again. So takeaway number 2 is define your anti-vision. Get crystal clear on the life you will never again tolerate. You got to write it down, because sometimes that fire that keeps you alive isn't the dream ahead of you. It's the memory of the hell behind you. Law number 3 is to craft a vision worthy of obsession. Now that you've mapped out your anti-vision, your hell, I want you to sketch heaven, not the vague dream of your life. This is the blueprint of the man that no one recognizes when he walks back into the room. What does that version of you look like? Not just being successful or being vague. That's smoke and that's fluff. I'm talking about details. Write down numbers, standards, habits. What are your exact earnings? Down to the dollar. What is your physique like? Down to the ideal picture of the man that you admire. What is the mastery of your mind? Down to the thoughts that you refuse to think anymore. What disciplines shape you? What routines protect you? Because here's the reality. Every man is already following a plan. Every single one. The difference is simple. Either you wrote it or society wrote it for you. And the world's plan for you is pretty obvious, right? Just look around. It's endless distraction. It's shallow work. It's cheap dopamine. It's a quiet despair that suffocates you slowly enough that you don't even fight it. That is the prepackaged script. That is the conveyor belt. But if you carry a vision, your vision, everything changes. Suddenly, every choice is no longer random. Every day is no longer wasted. And every decision becomes a vote cast for the man that you're building. And when your vision is sharp enough, distraction will not tempt you anymore. It embarrasses itself in your very presence. So here's takeaway number 3. Build a vision so sharp, it humiliates distraction. This is key because when you see heaven in detail and you can visualize it in your mind when you go to sleep, only then does hell lose its grip in your life. Law number 4 is standards and solitude. You aren't where you want to be in life for one reason. Your standards are too low. You tolerate average. You accept mediocrity. You compromise with weakness. Standards are contagious and they spread through the company you keep, the content you consume, and the excuses that you accept. This is why solitude matters. When you disappear, you reset. You stop measuring yourself against men who already surrendered in this life, and you stop lowering the bar to match the crowd. Solitude is the only place where your standards rise. So takeaway number 4 is raise your standards in silence. So when you return, the distance between you and everyone else is undeniable. Law number 5 is the quiet work nobody sees. This is the part that no one claps for. It's the grind in the shadows, and it's the repetition. The ordinary routines in your life are what make you extraordinary, but only when you repeat them for years. So if you want to be unrecognizable, and if you want 50 years of freedom for 5 years of sacrifice, here's what you do. You stack invisible evidence as wins. That's waking up early. That's training hard. And there's not going to be any applause. There's not going to be any people encouraging you when you're studying in silence. There's no recognition. You build, you fail, you adapt. And when no one notices, that's the point. Because when the wins compound, the silence turns into thunder. And most men, they lose because they crave an audience during their admission, during their process. They can't move without someone motivating them. They can't fight unless someone is watching. They need validation like oxygen, and then the moment's gone. The fire dies. But the man who learns to move without applause and motivation, that man is unstoppable because his fuel is not approval. His fuel is principle. And principle doesn't vanish when the lights go out. So understand this. When the pressure comes and when the crowd is gone, when the witnesses disappear, the habits built in silence are the only things that take hold. So takeaway number 5 is build that discipline when no one's watching. Because when you can stand alone, you become the man who cannot be broken when that world is looking on. Law number 6 is to experiment relentlessly. While you're away, don't just grind like it's a badge of honor. Hard work without direction is the definition of slavery. The point is not to sweat for its own sake. The point is to discover what works, test, adapt, and most importantly, destroy what fails. The world does not reward pack donkeys who pull endlessly in circles. It rewards originals, iconoclastic men who break the circle entirely. In fitness, test methods while you're training until one reshapes you and go to failure. In business, test offers until one of them explodes. And in life, test routines until one rewires you completely. There's not going to be a single right way on this journey. There's only your way. Think about Thomas Edison, the inventor of the incandescent light bulb. Imagine watching him try 10,000 failed attempts at the light bulb. Have you ever met an entrepreneur who tried 10,000 attempts at a product? I haven't. Have you ever met someone who was in marketing that tried 10,000 funnels that didn't convert? I've never heard of that before. That's what Thomas Edison did. But every failure was data, and every setback was a subtraction. He became the man who refused to stop testing until he rewired the night itself. That's the power of ruthless experimentation. It turns failure into raw material, and it turns persistence into invention. Takeaway number 6. The man who experiments rewrites the future, and the man who quits is chained to the past. Law number 7 is returning unrecognizable. This is the moment of return. You walk back into the rooms that once made you feel small, and everything shifts. The stares are different. The silence is heavier, because you are not the same as when you left. You are stronger, sharper, and untouchable. And the best part is you no longer even care who notices. Joseph Campbell called this stage of the hero's journey the return. You see, the hero departs. That's you. You suffer in exile. You face death in one form or another. It could be a spiritual death, a mental death, or even a close brush with a physical one. But when you come back, you don't just come back the same. You come back with fire, like Prometheus, with wisdom, with power wrestled from the abyss. You went into the cave and you brought back the proverbial torch of fire. And the people who once knew you will not recognize you anymore. And that's good. That's what sacrifice does. 5 years in the dark, 5 years of sacrifice buys you 50 years of freedom. 5 years of silence earns you your liberty. Like a gladiator in ancient Rome, you have won your freedom. And you didn't disappear to prove anyone wrong. You disappeared to prove yourself right. And the man who returned now is untouchable. That's you. So takeaway number 7, when you reemerge, you will stand taller than the world expected. Your presence itself is a reminder that transformation cannot be denied. So let's recap how to give up 5 years of comfort and gain 50 years of freedom. You don't need to memorize 100 steps. It all distills down to 7. First, you step away. This is the hardest. You remove yourself from the places and the people that suffocate your fire. Then you define your anti-vision. You write down the life that you refuse to crawl back into. And third, you create a vision, not a daydream, but a future so sharp, so specific that it pulls you forward. And fourth, you raise your standards. You're going to have to do this alone, away from the weak comparisons and away from soft expectations. And then fifth, you grind in silence. These are your invisible wins stacked daily until the silence itself becomes a thunder. Then sixth, you experiment. You fail, you adjust, and then you try again until your way, not someone else's, not what society says, your way emerges. And then last, you return. And you are unrecognizable and you are inevitable. No explanations, no apologies, just results. That's the arc and that's the forge. When you follow it, you don't just improve, you become someone that the old you could never meet again. So if you love this video, go ahead and hit the subscribe button right now. This is the most aspirational community on YouTube. And click right here to see my last video. And I hope to see you during your 50 years of freedom.